All right, welcome. We're here live at Dorman Arena in Roebuck, South Carolina, as we get ready for the Farm Bureau Insurance Classic. I'm Sylvester Williams, joined by Marcus Burton, better yet known as Sly the Sports Guy. Marcus is SUVTV as we get ready for the tip. Newton taking on Trinity. The Rams taking on the Rocks. Newton, they'll have on all white. They'll be the home team. They'll have on all white with the blue numbers and the black trim. Trinity's in all black with the green outline, white numbers. And they're going to set up. We got a matchup tonight, something I've been looking forward to. Here's Dre shooting the elbow jumper. No good. Rebound pounded around. Ashton Hagans, he'll come out with it. Ashton Hagans recently committed to Georgia. He'll get that one back. Ashton Hagans, through most recruiting sites, is the #1 point guard in the class of 2019. He's #1 or #2. Either one, however you look at it, Hagans is pretty doggone good. On the other side, don't be confused. Don't be left off. This Trinity team is good. They're led by David Johnson, #13. Oh, Hagans works on the inside. Hagans against Tua, he'll start it off right. David Johnson was that, let's pull up some numbers. Here we go, they'll move it around, pump fake, going to the lane. 3-ball out of the corner, Justin Powell. Somebody watch that kid. Justin Powell can knock it down from the outside.
Hey, man, there's a reason he's picked up an Xavier and a Cincinnati offer over the past week. Kick and play.
Tyrese Brown, what can Brown do for you? I stole that line. From Bill Dolan, PA announcer over there at Newton. That'll be the last time I say that one. Here we go. Trinity will have it now. Trinity will move it around. I'm trying to find the stats for Trinity from last game, but I think the names are kind of mixed up on the stats, so I don't have the proper stats in front of me. But don't worry about it. I can tell you right now. Oh, look at that from the outside. Knock it down. Justin Powell. Justin Powell's heating up from the outside. Look at Ashton. Ashton working. Give it to Dre. Dre on the inside. Dre Butler. 6'6", power forward, outstanding football player. But he does it on the basketball court also. 3-ball, Johnson. Johnson, no good. Rebound, give it back to Johnson. Johnson spins, knocks to the ground. He'll send it back out. Jay Scrub. Jay Scrub had 37 points. Look at Powell from the corner. Somebody put a hand in Powell's face. Powell launching from all over the court. Dre Butler going to the lane. Dre drops it off. Inside, lay in. Good. Give him 2 points. Amari Harris. Man, I'm going to lose my breath, Marcus. This thing's going fast.
Hey, it's that type of matchup, man. A lot of talent on the floor on both sides, and they're showing you exactly why early.
Now Johnson will have it. Johnson sends it over to Powell. Over in the corner. Turnier. Give him 3. Stan, the man, Turnier. You know, anybody named Stan, you got to call him the man. That's just, I don't know.
It does just sort of flow naturally.
It just flows naturally. Here we go. Amari will have it. Amari, he'll pass it over to Brown. Move it over in the corner to Ashton. Ashton will work off the pick. Ashton thought about it. Ashton playing with it. Ashton turns it over. Sloppy. Oh, Ashton almost got the steal. Sloppy ball handling by the young man. Turnover. Now Johnson will bring it up. Johnson playing with it on the wing. Sends it over to Scrub. Scrub was the man yesterday. Ooh, it was all good a week ago. Not on that one.
The broadcaster's jinx there. As soon as you said he was money, he didn't even hit the rim.
I'm telling you, the broadcaster's jinx. I put the curse on him.
But definitely an anomaly. You mentioned his effort yesterday. Good for him to get loose.
Amari Harris works it around, sends it back to Trey Clark. Trey Clark, no good. Rebound going the other way. Outlet. Kicks it back outside. Move it over one more time. No good. Ashton with the rebound. Now Ashton will push it up court. Ashton throws it down, one hand. Ashton Hagans.
Hey, regardless of position, he's one of the best players in the open floor in the country. Exhibit A.
My goodness, Mr. Hagans. Now they'll move it around. Scrub will have it. Scrub sends it over to Powell. They steps on the line. No foul call. One thing we can say about here in the upstate of South Carolina, they let them play. They let them play. It is, you know, Dorman is a perennial football champion. So they're used to contact over here in the upstate of South Carolina.
And they are letting them play.
Brown was fouled. Brown got knocked down. He'll go to the line. He'll shoot 3.
Brown upset that he didn't hit that despite being fouled.
I'm telling you.
That lets you know where the expectations are for that guy when it comes to shooting the ball.
That young man loves to shoot from the outside, and not only does he love to shoot, he can knock it down when he shoots. You know, hey, I love to shoot. Brown hits the first one. I love to shoot, but it's a reason I'm not in the NBA.
Salary cap, man. They don't have enough. They couldn't afford you.
That's exactly. He's not the best color man in the business for nothing.
Oh man.
Brown knocks down his trip to the free throw line. For some reason, the NBA has an inherent bias against 5'11" power forwards.
Who'd have thunk it?
I don't know. We got to work on that. 3-ball, Trinity goes up high. Amari Harris for the rebound. Now Ashton will push it up court. Ashton stops, spots, foot on the line, knocks down the open jumper.
Like a much improved shooter. When he's knocking down the jumper, almost impossible to guard.
It is almost impossible to guard that kid. You're right, when he's shooting that jumper. Let's look at that SUV TV instant replay. Look at him come, stop, behind the back, foot on the line. If he can hit that jumper, it'll be a long, long night. Score 17-12, 17-12. Right around 2 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Rams on top of the Rocks. I like it. Go by the Rocks, not the Shamrocks. See a couple of Trinity Shamrock t-shirts around here, but they're listed in the book as the Rocks. Trinity Rocks. Heard Trinity has a pretty good football team up there too.
So I guess those guys in Newton are one and the same as far as that's concerned, being able to have the gridiron reputation as well.
All right, Trinity will move it around, send it to the inside. Johnson over to Hardaway. Oh, good block from the backside. Ashton Hagans with the block. Send it back up top. Powell sends it over to David, I'm sorry. Hardaway on the inside. Hardaway's fouled. Hardaway will go to the line, and Hardaway will shoot. 2 free throws for Hardaway coming up. See if he can knock down these free throws. First one is money. Second free throw, he'll line it up. Second free throw rolls in and out. Ooh, Hardaway. Now Jay Scrub is guarding. Tyrese Brown. Powell on Hagans. Ooh, he found Hagans. Dre underneath Butler. No, he'll get his own rebound. Butler puts it back up. Hagans with the tip. They'll get it out there to Hardaway. Hardaway to turn the air. Now Johnson will push it up court. Johnson over to Scrub. Scrub at the top of the key. Scrub working off the pick. Almost lost it. Oh, found him underneath. Hardaway with the easy two. What a pass. David Johnson found Hardaway. underneath the basket. David Johnson in the passing lane. And they'll call a bump. Call a bump on the break, and that'll slow down the fast break. Surprised they call that foul. They call that bump. They've been doing a whole lot of bumping and grinding. Looked like an R. Kelly song, but they call that one out of all the fouls they call. Powell. Powell's been the hot man. 3 3-pointers already. Let's see if they find them. They'll send it over to Turnier.
Newton going to the zone look.
There's Scrub. Send it back to Powell. Powell works off the pick. Powell over to Turnier. Turnier to Johnson. Johnson, David Johnson, moving it around. Powell. Powell in the corner to Scrub. Scrub from long distance. Scrub, give him 3 points.
Took him a little bit of time, but that's more like his usual stroke.
There it is. Shout out to Scrub's grandparents. I was talking to his father in the lobby of the hotel today. He said they're overseas watching us. He didn't say quite where, but he was there. They was overseas watching us. Oh, inside the lane, Trey Clark. Trey Clark with the beautiful lay-in for 2. We got listeners all over the world checking out the SUV TV network. 20 seconds. Powell. Justin Powell will have it. Powell being guarded by Trey Clark. 10 seconds. Sends it over to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Hagans. Lost Hagans. In the corner. Turnier. No good. Johnson with the rebound. In and out. Trey Clark with the rebound, and they'll slow it up. Here we are at the end of the first quarter. The score, 18-18. Tie ball game. Trinity taking on Newton.
Okay, Brett, with Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
You guys cover all kinds of stuff, right?
Sure do.
Tractors?
Yep.
RVs, SUVs, ATVs, boats, the gunslinger?
Absolutely. Wait, what is the gunslinger?
Want to ride?
Yes.
Favrates.com from Farm Bureau.
All right, we're back here. Start of the second period. Tie ball game. Got a good one going on. Good one going on here at Dorman Arena. And yes, I said Dorman Arena. I know it's high school, but I will not call this place Dorman Gym. This is Dorman Arena. Without a shadow of doubt, let it be known you are playing in an arena. Love the bowl seating around here, the arena bleachers seats. And just in case you didn't know, that 4-sided HD scoreboard in the middle of the court. My goodness. This is just a high school.
It's part of the fun part about covering hoops, man. A lot of different home courts have their own personality, their own style. This one's very big and robust, but then you can find some of the cracker boxes, some of the best gyms to play in as well.
Backdoor cut, Daniel Johnson. He'll fumble with it. It'll roll around on the floor. Whose ball? It'll stay down here. Yeah, great thing about high school, you know, each gym has their own flavor, you know, their own little pizzazz that makes it a great gym. Or you can play in an arena like this one. Tried to find them on the inside. They'll kick it back out. No, it'll be a turnover. Oh, it'll bounce off the leg. Hagans, and it'll go the other way.
Bittersweet sequence there for Newton. They had played great defense. It was going to be a breakaway dunk for somebody, but they lose it out of bounds. But still, some positives there on the defensive end.
Johnson will send it over to Turnier, over to Scrub. Back in the corner. Send it back over the top to Johnson. Johnson, bam, bottom of the net. The assist with Ethan Hodge. Hodge gets his hands on the ball. Long range, splash. Tyrese Brown answers.
Hey, we knew about Tyrese Brown. If the Dorman crowd didn't, they'll know before he leaves town.
Ball fumbled. Hagans will get it. Hagans looking to get bailed out. Now they'll get it back to Hagans. Hagans, pump fake. Hagans to the lane. Hagans up and under. Give him 2 points. Ashton Hagans with the circus shot. Johnson going to the lane. Johnson lays it up and in.
We are really in for a treat with the way Johnson and Hagans have started, and the fact that as the game goes on, that's going to be a one-on-one matchup to keep an eye on.
I'm telling you, they'll only get stronger. Brown in and out.
You're talking about the same Ashton Hagans that picked up Zion Williamson baseline to baseline last year.
Yes, sir. Limited Zion. Ooh, got away with the travel, but Scrub go to the lane. Scrub, no good. Rebound brought up, put in. 2 points. Sam Slaughter. Sam Slaughter with 2 points. And he got hit in the face on that one. Still managed to score. Got to be a tough guy if your name's Slaughter. Brown, no good. Got a push in the back. I think they're going to call it on Amari Harris. Yep, they're going to call it on Amari Harris. Yeah, last year Newton came down here and they played Spartanburg Day. And Zion Williamson, sold out arena. We had people sending angry emails because they couldn't get in. The line was around the corner last year to see Newton take on Spartanburg Day. Oh, lost it on the crossover, but they'll get it back. Working off the pick, sends it over to the outside. Hand it back to Colton Rice. Now Powell will have it. Powell. Now I think Justin Powell played for the Atlanta Celtics, AAU team if I'm not mistaken. Justin Powell. On the inside to Slaughter. Slaughter power dribble, doesn't need it. Dre Butler with the steal. Now Hagans is off and running. Hagans with the spin move. Hagans lays it in for 2.
What a move. What a move. I mean, he set it up perfectly.
You said it earlier. He is one of the most explosive and impressive men in the open court. You will see. Powell will have it. Now they'll move it around. Doesn't need the pick from Slaughter. They got a foul somewhere. I think he's going to call it on Tyrese Brown.
Let's take a look at that last move and finish by Hagans.
Look at Hagans in the open court. Full speed, stop, throw the spin move on him, put him in the spin cycle, lay it on up.
Thank you, referees, for just seeing a good move and keeping it moving.
Exactly.
It easily looked like one of those moves that an official would just call a travel on.
Just to call it.
Seen way too many of those.
Scrub from the outside, no good. Now Hagans will have it. Waves off the pick from Butler. Now Butler will come back and reset for another one. Over to Glover. Glover will dribble it back out. Glover sends it back to Hagans. Hagans back to Glover. Now Brown back to Glover. Playing hot potato with it. Hagans got away to carry. Hagans in the lane. Hagans sends it over to Brown. Knocked out of bounds. 25-25. 3.5 minutes to go in the half. Brown will take it out. Brown sends it back over to Glover. Glover will chase it down in the backcourt.
Glover got to keep an eye on, man. He comes in like he's Newton's version of Vinnie Microwave Johnson coming off the bench, man. He brings nice energy and makes plays.
Hagans off the glass, no good. Johnson in the open court. Johnson pushing it. Johnson will keep it himself. And there he goes with the steal. There's Glover. And you called it. Glover with the lay-in.
He's going to make something positive happen, man.
Glover popping in the game, getting the skill and scoring. Send it over to Turnier. Colton Rice will have it. Rice with the pass on the inside. Lay it good. Jamil Hardaway. Tie ball game once again. Oh, Hagans finds Dre on the baseline. Butler spins, doesn't get it. Rebound brought down by Hardaway. Now Johnson will have it. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Johnson wants to set his offense up. Sends it over to Powell. Powell working. Powell kicks it to the outside. Rice is cooking. Hagans going to the lane. Hagans wrap back at him. Hagans, give him the hoop and some harm. Hagans will go to the line, trying to get 3 the hard way. You know, this is a different Ashton Hagans than we're used to seeing. And this is one thing you love about Hagans. Now, here on the SUV TV network, we've covered Newton about 5 games so far this year, 6 games? About 6 games. We've seen Newton 6 times this year already. And Hagans, every game, he sets up his team in the first half. He's close to averaging a triple-double. I know he's averaging around 11 rebounds and probably about 8 or 9 assists. But every game in the first quarter, first half, he gets about 5 or 6 assists. Oh, good block by Marty Harris from the background. Now he's being aggressive and looking for his shot in the first half. Look at him spin and working it. Brown, what can Brown not do? Here we go. Rebound brought down, and we'll go the other way.
Won't miss too many of those. You saw Hagans, he put the 3 up as soon as he passed it over there.
Rice will have it. In the passing lane, Hagans with the steal. Hagans behind the back. Hagans spinning, working on Scrub. Scrub, good defense. Now Scrub will get it. He'll send it up court to Powell. Powell, cross court to Turnier. Turnier, 3 ball. Stan, the man.
Thought he had got it off kind of flat, but he says, hey, you do color, and you let me worry about this 3 ball down here.
Stan with the line drive jumper. Shot that jumper like he was playing in the old city gyms with the low roof. Look at him. Hagans comes right back at you. Hagans knocks down the 3 and ties the ball game. Man, this thing is back and forth. You know, one team hits the 3 and the other one will go right back at you. 33-33, 58 seconds to go in the first half.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Here we go, just under a minute to go. Tie ball game. Trinity taking on Newton. Now they're going to back it back. Powell sees the cross-court pass. Being guarded by Glover, counts on. Send it back to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Hagans. Just the matchup you wanted to see. Count is on. Johnson sends it over to Powell. Powell, nice behind the back. He'll spin, get it back to Johnson. 20 seconds to go. Back over to Powell. Powell going down the lane. Powell kicks it out to Scrub. Scrub going to the hole. Scrub is fouled. Scrub will go to the line and Scrub will shoot 2. 12 seconds to go in the half. Scrub on the line. Scrub shooting 2. Scrub knocks down the first one. Scrub for a second one. Scrub is money from the free throw line. 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 6, Hagans, 5, 4, 3, over to Clark. Oh! Clark misses it at the buzzer. Here we are. We're at the half. The score 35-33. Trinity on top of Newton here at the Farm Bureau Insurance Classic.
Okay, Brett, with Farm Bureau, you're getting local agents, great auto rates, and fast, friendly claims.
You guys cover all kinds of stuff, right?
Sure do.
Tractors?
Yep.
RVs, SUVs, ATVs, boats, the gunslinger.
Absolutely. Wait, what is the gunslinger?
Want to ride?
Yes.
Favorites.com from Farm Bureau.
All right, we're back here live at Dorman Arena in Roebuck, South Carolina, as we get ready for second half. Trinity, the Trinity Rocks taking on the Newton Rams. This is a 2-point lead for Trinity. Trinity's in all black with the white numbers in green outline. Dre Butler working on the inside. Dre Butler working hard, picking up 2 points. Newton there in all white with the blue trim and the blue numbers.
I think Butler is going to be key here in this second half.
Johnson steps into that 3-ball.
Because when you look at the guard play, Hagans, Brown, Clark, etc., and then you look at Johnson, Powell on the other side, the guard play is going to essentially cancel each other out. But I think Butler can have that advantage on the inside.
Had been a quiet first half for Butler. Butler only had 2 points. There he is, jumper from the wing. Butler knocks that down. Butler heating up. You called it, Marcus. Butler heating. Butler is heating up on, knocks down that jumper from the wing. A lot of people don't give Butler the credit he deserves. He's a good football player. He's a football player, but he can play out here on this basketball court.
You know, plays a very similar role, different types of games, different statures, but a very similar role as Josh Toops did last year as far as just what he brings to the table on both ends with that toughness and finishing.
Rebound brought down by Hagans. Speaking of Toops, I'm pretty sure his mom's out there listening. She's a devoted Twitter follower of SUV TV. Hagans is a monster. Ashton Hagans. He had 14 points in the first half. That'll make 16 for the young man. Newton up by 1. Johnson playing with him on the wing. Trapped in the corner. He'll throw it out of the trap. Found Turnier up underneath. Dre Butler says, get that out of here. But Turnier hangs with it.
He got that bucket to go. Didn't look like he wanted any parts of being in there, though.
3-ball, Tyrese Brown.
One sniper running out and trying to close out on another. And with those kind of shooters, man, when you're running out to close out 9 times out of 10, it's probably too late.
It is too late. Now Johnson will have it. Johnson passes it over to Powell. Justin Powell had 3 threes in the first half. Powell steps back, steps into it. Powell, front of the rim. Hagans with the rebound. Now Hagans is pushing it. Hagans. Did they call block? Call block. Hagans will go to the line, and Hagans will shoot 2. Hagans is being really aggressive today. Hagans is being aggressive. Hagans, one of the best point guards in the nation in the class of 2019. Knocks down that free throw. Second one hits the back of the rim. Hagans pokes it away from behind. Amari Harris throws it down. Amari. And we're going to call a timeout. Look at Amari Harris get up there and throw it down. The SUV TV instant replay.
Johnson's a high caliber player. He knows better than not protect that ball there on that one. And Ashton Hagans, from one high player to another, teaches him a lesson.
And just like that, we got a 5-point ball game. Score 45-40. Newton on top. See how the tides turn so quickly, Marcus.
Well, we are really in for a treat, man, just because, I think Newton, relatively speaking, I think they've had more of a flow here at this point in the game. Obviously, neither team is pulling away with that much of a buffer, with it just being a 5-point game. But even with this Trinity team not going on full cylinders, they're so talented. When you look at Powell, you look at Johnson, Scrub has yet to get going. So it should make for a very good second half, because Trinity is only going to get better as the game goes on.
Now Trinity will work it around. Found Hardaway on the baseline. Back to Johnson. Oh, on the inside to Hardaway. He waited too long, and Dre Butler punished him. Dre Butler punished the shot. Oh, and they turned it over. Now they're in the open court one more time. Hardaway. Oh, and Hardaway lost it. Hardaway heard Butler coming down the lane. That's what happened.
Yeah, sometimes you got to know when to just go up with the shot. He gave Butler time to kind of time it. I think Butler might have dug it before he smacked it.
My goodness, Butler, get that out of here. Hagans pulls up. Hagans doesn't get the three. Rebound by Stan the man. Stan, he'll roll on the floor. They'll get it over. Johnson will have it now in the open court. Hardaway thought about that one. Johnson sends it over to Stan. Stan back to Johnson. Johnson launches from long range. Front of the rim, no good. Hardaway with the rebound. Scrub. No, it doesn't go. Rolling around on the floor. Standing out of bounds. And it'll be out on Hagans. I'm still thinking about that block shot from Dre Butler a couple of minutes ago.
Dre expressed himself on that last one.
The alley tried to get it to Scrub. Hagans will have it in the open court. Hagans with the assist. Well, I guess we'll give him the assist. Ball looked like it bounced around a little bit. Now Johnson will have it. 7-point ball game. Newton on top of Trinity. And travel. Tough game for Scrubs. Yesterday, Jay Scrub had 37. Now he only has 5. Tough sledding for the young man.
I got to give some credit to the Newton defense there, and Trinity was very deliberate early on to get him a couple reps from the outside to try to get him going.
Trey Clark, handoff to Amani Harris. Amani is fouled, and Amani will go to the line, and Amani will shoot 2. Newton has came out serious at the second half. First free throw good.
Trinity, you want to bring this, over these next 3 minutes, want to bring this 8-9 point deficit down to a more manageable 4 to 6 points, because you don't want Newton taking a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter. It's not a deficit that can't be overcome, but you just make your task a little bit taller.
Send it to Scrub in the corner. Scrub kicks it over. Stan over to Powell. Powell has Hagans in the passing lane, and Hagans will throw it down with 2 hands. And you can hear the Newton faithful cheering them on. Trinity brought a good little crowd themselves. Johnson, he was fouled on the jumper.
Trinity, they're definitely a better team than what they're putting out right now. I think they definitely have to tighten up some of these passes. It's one thing to miss shots. They're trying to get those going, even the best miss shots. But you looked at some of these passes, even there on that possession before Johnson was fouled, there was a lazy pass that almost got taken away by Hagans again.
Hagans is a master of shooting in those passing lanes. Brown passes in the corner to Dre. That's a charge. Right there, that's a tight end coming at you.
That's an easy call for the official. But if I'm Coach Raz, I gotta be honest, I got no qualms with that.
No problem at all.
Now if it happens again over the next 2 minutes and my big dog gets in foul trouble, then I might have an issue. But as far as that play right there, there's a power dribble and going right at the chest of the defender, I can take it.
Powell from the C. Powell knocks down the 3. Send it over to Brown. Brown back over to Hagans. Hagans back over to Brown, inside to Clark. Clark shovel pass. Blocked from behind by Amari Harris. But Trey Clark with the steal. Powell. Oh, my goodness, another foul. You know what, Dre Butler got the foul. It was no question.
But Butler is in bull in a China shop mode right about now. I think Raz might sit Butler down for a second. Big fella's just playing hard.
And the thing is, because Butler's so strong, it made that foul look like it was worse than what it was.
And Powell didn't flop.
He didn't flop.
It wasn't a flop. That was just all the LBs that Dre Butler applied.
I'm telling you.
But Powell hit a big three that last possession. Talked about them making sure that 8-point lead didn't go to 10 or 12. And his three cut the deficit down to 6.
I'm telling you, but Powell's a little bit light in the pants to get down there with Dre Butler. Jumper at the free throw line, knock it down. Jay Scruggs. Trey Clark throws it up, no good. Didn't realize he was that open underneath the rim when he threw that one up. Kind of shocked him and surprised him he could get to the lane that easy. They'll send it over to Scruggs. Now Scruggs to Turnier. Powell back to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Trey Clark. Trey. Oh, nice pass underneath to stand the man, and he lays it in for 2. Great pass to Stan Turnier.
Just like that, man. 2-point game.
Brown handed to Amari. They're going to get a blocking foul. Amari Harris, 6'6" junior. Had him listed as 6'6". He's 6'8" with the fro.
Armani Mello Harris, man. I think you've been doing his first name like people do my first name, man.
Oh, Trey Clark gets the steal. Oh, my goodness. Hagans playing with him in the corner. Send it over to Trey. Trey with the trade. Johnson will have it. Johnson sends it over to Rice. Rice will hold it. 20 seconds. They're waiting on one shot. Rice kicks it over in the corner to Stan. Stan launches too long. Scruggs doesn't get it at the buzzer, and here we are, the score. 54-49, 54-49 going into the fourth quarter. The Newton Rams on top of the Trinity Rocks.
Founders is committed to community involvement within our schools and student athletic programs. And it's a commitment we continue to establish, embody, and embrace for the long haul. Because at Founders Federal Credit Union, we understand how busy your day can be. And worrying about your financial matters shouldn't slow you down. So go ahead, keep cheering your team on to another win. After all, you've got enough on your plate. Relax. You're with Founders.
All right, Brett. Now, if you want to get people pumped about insurance, you gotta smile. All right? Okay. Give it a try.
Get great rates and local agents at favrates.com.
And smile.
I am smiling.
A grin? Like a happy face.
This?
Yes, but like complete opposite of all of that.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
All right, here we are, fourth quarter for all the marbles. Powell, he'll send it over to Rice. Rice kicks it out to Scruggs. Scrub loses it in the corner.
I think going into this quarter, a key for Trinity is going to be taking better care of the basketball. Even though it's a slightly subpar shooting night, given the talent that they have, you look at 3 or 4 steals that Ashton Hagans has due to lazy passes. Even though he is a great defender, some of them were just subpar passes. You take that away, it's a tie game versus a 5-point deficit.
Just like that. Powell will have it. Powell sends it over to Scrub. Back to Scrub. Over to Powell. 2-3 zone. 3-2 zone. Down low, sends it back over to Scrub. Scrub goes to the lane. Scrub. Got a foul on the floor. They're going to call a call on Tyrese Brown. Sends it back out top to Scrub. Powell will have it. Turnier has set the pick for Johnson. Back over to Turnier. He thought about it. Now Powell. Oh, Powell throws it away. Miscommunication. Turnover. Anytime you fail to communicate, you'll probably lose the ball. Now Hagans. Hagans sends it over to Brown. Now back to Hagans. Hagans calling for the pick from Clark. Hagans thought about that one. Amari Harris wants it. But Clark will pull it back out. Clark being guarded by Johnson. He'll work off the pick. Harris has it up top. Now Hagans. Hagans. Travel. Took the step before he put the ball on the ground. They're going to call travel every time. Send it back over to Johnson. Johnson going to the lane. Johnson is fouled. Johnson almost shot it, sends it back out to Powell. Powell thought about it, back over to Johnson. Sends it down to Hardaway. Powell works off the pick, back to Johnson. Johnson pulls. Johnson wet. Johnson knocks it down for 3.
Johnson, man, you can just tell he's just due. Hasn't had the game that he normally has. Part of that you can give Newton's defense credit. But now we're approaching crunch time. And a player like that is always going to bring it.
Clark sends it to Hagans. They got a foul somewhere on the floor. You know, referees always amaze me, man. That first half, they were playing. I wasn't sure if it was a hockey match we was out here watching. Now it seems like they call every touch foul.
No in between, no happy medium. So one extreme to the next.
5. Oh, got a timeout. And there we go, Marcus. That's rule number 2. When I become the grand poobah, grand wizard of all of high school basketball, I'm going to take that one out too.
No coaching. Making the timeout, calling the timeout.
Coach cannot save you with a timeout. I believe you got to let the players play. Only time that coach should be able to call the timeout, well, I guess that was a dead ball, so yeah, I guess he might have been able to call the timeout then.
And I think most officials probably wouldn't mind that change because they would probably rather focus on the action and see a player call a timeout versus having to also concentrate on the action and keep the coach in their peripheral to make sure if he calls a timeout, they get it to him in time. So
exactly.
I'm sure they like to avoid that multitasking as well.
So I'm telling all you fans out there, be sure to vote for me for Grand Poobah, Grand Wizard of all of high school sports.
I say make sure the shot clock is at the top of the list, man. That should be the top dog. And as far as the hierarchy for that.
Shot clock in high school. Love to see it. Speaking of shot clock in high school, SUV TV will be bringing you Flying to the Hoop Martin Luther King weekend. That's in Ohio. Dayton, Ohio. We'll be there for the Flying to the Hoop tournament. And they have the shot clock at the Flying to the Hoop tournament. Ball goes between everybody's legs. On the inside to Amari Harris. Ball swatted away. He's on top. Timeout. They got a timeout. Coach saved them with a timeout down there. Once again. Hey, I guess you can always say the coaches are earning their salary.
Man, speaking of shot clock, there's a team that does play with a shot clock year-round. They're in the WCAC, Paul VI. They're taking on Holy Spirit Prep at the Tournament of Champions Classic. So if you want to split screen, check out that one too, or just check out the archive a little bit later. That's probably a good matchup when you look at what Paul VI brings to the table, playing one of the toughest conferences in the country. And then Anthony Ant-Man, but should also be called Grown Man.
Grown Man.
There at Holy Spirit Prep.
Paul VI, they're out of the D.C. area, am I right?
Correct. Yep, in that WCAC with DeMatha, Bishop O'Connell, Paul VI, like you mentioned. I mean, it's just what's the other one? I believe St. John's, the one that played in the Peachtree Corners Invitational a couple years ago, had that guard that went on to Maryland, ended up being a player of the game. I believe that's the St. John's Cadets, but that's just one pound for pound, one of the best leagues in the country.
Tough ball up there in D.C., Chocolate City. But if you ask somebody in Louisville, they might say we got some tough ball players out here in Louisville.
And man, as a Hoosier, I can give Kentucky props as a basketball state.
Kentucky, I think they may be the last state that has one state champion. That's something I would love to see in Georgia. One state champion. They'll send it back over. Turnier, back to Johnson. Johnson going off the pick from Hardaway. Turnier, he thought about it. Johnson didn't use the pick. Now doesn't use the pick. Oh, the hop step, put it in, 2 points. Tie ball game, just like that. Hagans coming right back at him. Hagans drops it off. Oh, they called a foul right before he dropped it off.
Hey, man, I've enjoyed the game up to this point, but now I'm just – it's coming to fruition as far as Johnson and Hagans. Not necessarily taking every shot, but just that matchup. As you see, a great defender in Hagans playing good defense, but just better the strong move there by Johnson.
Hagans in the corner. Hagans step back. 3, no good. Rebound brought down by Jameel Hardaway. Now Johnson. Johnson will be guarded by Hagans. Man-to-man defense. Powell. Powell will have it on the outside. Now Powell will hold it. That Trey Clark guarding him. Sends it over in the corner. Back over to Johnson. Johnson's calling for the pick. He doesn't use it. Almost had it ripped. Hardaway feeling the pressure. Sends it over to Turnier. Now we got to switch. Powell being guarded by Hagans. Trey Clark on Powell. Now Scrub. Scrub being guarded by Hagans. Scrub going to the line. Scrub spins. Scrub sends it to the – no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Scrub. That was Johnson. That was Scrub with the ball in the corner. My bad, I got confused. Powell sends it over to Turnier. Now Powell out. Johnson knocks it down. I got tongue-tied. I got twisted. But anyway, Johnson will knock it down.
When the dust settled, it was another big bucket by Johnson.
People at Trinity watching like, who was he calling? Hey, did he have a sip before the broadcast? And we got a timeout. Coach Rass wants to call timeout so he can talk it over and think things out. Look at the instant replay. Johnson. Wet.
Hand down.
Man down.
Introducing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Sports Motion Analysis, powered by Dartfish, giving parents and young athletes frame-by-frame feedback on how to minimize injury and maximize performance. Upload your videos, visit our clinic, or let our specialists come to you. No matter the sport you play, Children's helps young athletes take their game to the next level.
Strong defense. Got to play some defense from both teams. Both teams played a pretty good game, but here's the thing. When you have great offensive players, it doesn't matter. You can play great defense, but sometimes that cream just rises to the top. So I think now it's time for star power. It's time to see a whole lot of Hastings. Hastings is going to penetrate, and when he penetrates, that defense will collapse on Hastings. And then he has the shooters on the outside and Butler on the inside. On the other side, we're going to see the same thing coming out of Johnson. Oh, Dre Butler on the inside. Dre Butler lays it in for two. Dre Butler will probably end the season averaging around 16 points a game, all because he keeps his hands up. Ashton Hagans just finds you with the ball. And all you have to do is keep your hands up and be ready to shoot when you catch it. Powell from the corner. Powell's living right. 5 3-pointers from Justin Powell. Hagans launches. Hagans tries to answer. Rebound. Brown. No good. Tip. They're going to call over the back on Trey. Called over the back on Trey Clark. Let's look at the replay. Look at Powell from the corner. Powell's been living right. Scrub will have it in the corner, feeds it inside the Powell. Left hand lay in, good. 62-56. Just over 2 minutes.
Hey, he got them their first points of the game. Crucial 5 points there, following the triple up with a left hand lay.
In the corner, they'll move it around. Trey, ooh, my goodness, that was a tough shot for Trey. Hagans had the rebound, but he was fouled on the baseline.
You don't see Tyrese Brown really miss threes too often like that. That one was just off the mark, but luckily for Newton, they still keep the possession.
What can Brown do for you? You can hit the rim. Inside to Hagans. Hagans is fouled hard. Right now, you know, this is one thing I like about superstar players and about your stud players. When it's crunch time, I want my stud player to demand the ball. You know, and you'll see. Watch how Hagans, Hagans is the point guard, so he has to get the ball. But watch how he not only wants the ball, he demands the ball. And you'll see the same thing out of David Johnson. David Johnson goes and gets the ball.
Oh, yeah, it was Johnson being able to handle that pressure from Hagans, get in front of him, and then next thing you know, an assist to Powell there on the three. And Hagans also does a great job when they inbound the ball. A lot of times, he'll see how things are settling, where the defense is positioned, and he shields off smaller guards a lot during the inbounds plays for Newton. You saw him do it there to get a trip to the line.
He knocks down both of those free throws. 4-point ball game. Newton's playing full court. And look at Hagans with the steal. Oh, and he almost got that one. It'll go out of bounds. Hagans is so sneaky fast, man. He's just –
yeah, I mean, defensively, man, he's just impressive. And I think he just picked up his first foul about 2 or 3 minutes ago. So that says a lot about his timing.
Now Scrub will have it. Scrub bringing it up court. Scrub being guarded by Harris. They'll send it over to Powell. Powell, Scrub running the baseline. Scrub on the wing. Powell will have it. Powell back to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Hagans. A minute 23. Johnson, no count on him, no count, no count. Now it's the count. Johnson kicks it back over to Powell. Powell, I think he might have traveled, don't know. Johnson going to the hole. Johnson, lay up underneath. Get that out of here. No, they call foul on Harris. Harris hit him with the body. Hardaway will go to the line, and Hardaway will shoot 2.
Johnson, just cool as a customer right now, run a little bit of clock, get into the paint, wreak havoc, and then find a teammate there, and Hardaway gets to the charity stripe.
Comes up lame on the free throw.
Ashton Hagans does too good of a job getting downhill, creating opportunities for others. Tyrese Brown, Trey Clark, Armani, Melo Harris, those guys finish too well for you to leave points out there by not hitting free throws.
Sends it over in the corner to Dre. Give him the foul and one.
No, they called it offensive.
They called charge?
They called a charge. Let's take another look at that one. Didn't look like.
Did he have his feet set?
If so, that was a great play. Bang, bang play. Let's take a look and see. Looked like he might have even left the ground there.
Yeah, I thought he jumped too. But you know what? That's the negative about Dre Butler being a big guy. Because Dre Butler's a big guy, that's why they call foul on him. They didn't call foul. I don't think that was a charge. But they called foul because of the force that Dre Butler has. Let's look. Let's see if he jumped.
Yeah.
That's not a charge.
Tough call there, and it's one of those things to where, you know, we get to slow it down and look at it a couple times, or else have to call it during game speed. So you can understand it's tough there, but it looks like in that instance should have been an and one for Dre Butler rather than a charge call.
We got 55 seconds to go in the ball game. The score 63-58. 63-58. Trinity on top.
$55 seconds, man. Powell has had a good stretch here over the past couple minutes.
Send it back up high to Johnson. Trey stripped from behind, but they're going to call foul on Trey. 51 seconds now. David Johnson will go to the line and he'll shoot some free throws. Shoot the 1 and 1. Pressure on the young man. See how he handles. Knocks it down. I don't think anybody knew that was a 1 and 1 free throw. Nobody moved. Or either they're just that confident in David Johnson. He knocks down the second one. Ashton Hagans goes, and it'll stay that way.
But you see why you have to hit your free throws, you know, period, regardless of the matchup. But you see how quickly Ashton Hagans can get from point A to point B. So 47 seconds left in a game. That's an eternity if you don't take care of free throws.
Mm-hmm. Trey Clark to the lane, no good. Look at him come in, the smallest man on the court, Glover. Glover gets the rebound and lays it in. Get it in the middle to Powell. Powell sends it over to Scrub. Scrub will pull it out. He got a pushing foul.
That's a tough call right there. As Harris, I'm going to take a look at the replay, and again, I always include the disclaimer that I understand it's tough to officiate. But you see Harris here just kind of standing his ground. Scrub lowers the shoulder just a little bit to make sure he doesn't get put in a bad position along the sideline. I don't think either player did anything wrong there.
Not at all. First free throw, no good. Let's see if the ball tells the truth. Second free throw, good. And then they call, that's got to be a makeup call right there. That's the only thing that can be. That's a makeup call. They'll send them to the line. Hagans will shoot 1 and 1.
I think this is a late game situation. Now we're kind of at that point to where let's just let the players decide this outcome.
Hagans will miss the free throw, and now they'll call a foul. Foul will be on Glover. Tyler Glover. Got Tyler listed as 5'9". I'm willing to bet everything in my wallet Tyler will be 5'9". First free throw's good. Scrub knocks it down. And he'll knock down the second. Hagans will pick it up, send it back out to Trey Clark. Trey, no good. Trey will go to the lane, and this time he'll take it himself, and he gets fouled. First free throw in and out for Trey Clark. Second one good. Got a push on the play. Now Powell will go to the line, and Powell will shoot 2. 16 seconds to go in the ball game. Powell gets the roll. He's been living right. Powell gets the next one. Hagans will take it himself, and he'll be fouled.
Trinity players were literally running out of the way, trying not to commit a foul. But somehow another foul gets called.
Hagans on the line. 70-61. Trinity on top with 11 seconds to go. Hagans knocks down the first one. There's the second free throw. Long throw out of bounds, and it'll go the other way.
Out through his intended receiver.
Send it around in the corner. Might have got away with a foul. Either way, that was great defense. I think that was Alex Powell in the corner over there. Got it up top to Hagans. Hagans, left hand scoop, no good. Follow, 2 points, Amari Harris. Oh, he called timeout with 2 seconds to go.
So, man, I think we can take a timeout with him. 70-65, 2 seconds left.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm s***ing out here.
That's baseball.
Get great home and auto rates and local agents at favorites.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
All right, 2 seconds to go. Just has to inbound it. Get it to Daniels. Daniels back over to Powell, and that'll be the ball game. The score 70-65. 70-65. Trinity on top of Newton here at the Farm Bureau Insurance Classic.